Sabrina, do you want to kick us off with sharing your screen and giving us an intro on what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Okay. How do I put this as a presentation real quick? Someone?
It's on slideshow.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Perfect.
There we go.
All righty. Everyone can see?
I think we can all see.
All right, perfect. So as you know, we are Notary2Pro, and this is one of our current roundtable discussions. Hold on a second. My cat. Okay. All right. And then today is April 26, 2022. As you all know, we're very happy you guys could all make it out to our roundtable. So as you guys know, they're usually just 30 minutes. We get right to it. They're highly impactful. We give you really good resources and information on how to grow your business, how to expand your skills, and overall just to make work and life better for you as a loan signing agent. Michael, did you want to talk about today's topics?
Yeah, let's do that. So my name is Michael Ray. I'm CEO of Notary2Pro, and I'm so excited to have Andrea and Stephanie on this call. And we will allow them to introduce themselves in just a minute. I did want to mention for the audience, this was a pretty exciting couple weeks for Notary2Pro. We launched our new graduate website last week. And we're very excited. A lot of people have been able to log in and look at the material and look at the site. We've got a lot of exciting things planned for the new graduate website. We're putting a bunch of new resources and tools on there, a bunch of new videos, a bunch of content. We're also very soon to announce the online database for employers. So it's going to allow employers to look at Notary2Pro graduates and find graduates in their zip code and their specialty. We've always distributed those lists to employers in the past, but now we're putting it all online to make it easier for people to use. So if you're a graduate of Notary2Pro, please do log in to the new graduate website. We had a couple little hiccups around a few people who, for one reason or another, were not in the database in the proper order, in the proper place. So we had some difficulty getting people logged in. We're still resolving that with just a handful of people, but please have patience for that. We're doing our best to get everybody logged in. And we're very excited about what this means for Notary2Pro graduates and the resources that last a lifetime for you as a Notary2Pro graduate. So with that, I'll skip ahead a bullet point here. We're going to be talking about financial literacy for loan signing agents. This kind of came out of our discussion last time, which was tax focused and managing expenses. We thought this really, this is a great topic that bore a little bit of continuation, and we really wanted to make sure we were bringing the expertise from our faculty members to bear on this topic. And so we're going to cover a little bit about fees and expenses and how you track those and how you maintain your records and kind of the best advice around that. So it's a quick 30-minute topic, so call, and so we're going to jump right in. And with that, I'd like to introduce, or actually I'd like to give Stephanie and Andrea an opportunity to introduce themselves briefly. We are so excited to have both of them on board. You've been on board a little over a month now as what we're calling our Notary2Pro faculty member. So providing guidance to our students, to us as a company on our content, on our courses, and on what we should be doing and talking about as a company. So Andrea, could I put you on the spot first?
Sure. My name is Andrea, and I have been a notary probably about 10, 11 years. I started being a notary with my full-time job and then decided that I needed to expound on that. And I found Carol Ray's program, Notary2Pro, and I immediately jumped on it, realized that there was something more to this notary stamp that I could be using. After that, I created my own YouTube channel, and here I am.
And I love your YouTube channel. You've got
Thank
you've got such great resources for people, and it's just done in such a nice way that I would urge everybody on the call to tune in. If is that the right term? Tune in?
Yes,
That's
that's
an
fine.
old school word, right? Tune in to your YouTube channel. So.
You're aging yourself, but it's okay.
Yeah,
You can
sure.
find me under YouTube for Not Me Notary.
Awesome.
Andrea, I loved your YouTube video with the screwdriver in your notary bag. Oh my gosh, I was cracking up. I need to put one in mine.
It's still there, by the way.
I loved how you said, oh, I might have to stab someone.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Let's not recommend that. Okay. Okay.
Or something to that nature.
Yeah. Stephanie, can we ask you to introduce yourself next?
Sure. My name is Stephanie Rowland. My company's name is New Beginnings Notary.
Oh,
I'm in my 5th year as a notary signing agent. I started out with taking the certification and the training through NNA. Realized that I really didn't know much of anything. I had a lot of head knowledge, but I didn't know how to put it into practice. I was scared to death to take my first signing. I found out about Notary2Pro via some of the notary forums, and I called Carol and we had a good chat. And once I took her course, I was raring to go, and I haven't looked back. I absolutely love my job. There's no better job in the world as far as I'm concerned. It's God gave me my business and I give it to God, and like I said, I haven't looked back.
Stephanie, thank you. And I think one of the things that I just enjoy so much about spending time with you and working with you is your passion to really help people in this industry and to give something back. And I so apologize. We have a typo on our screen here. We know you're enthusiastic about Notary2Pro, but last I checked, you didn't change your last name to Notary2Pro.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, maybe it gives you some ideas. I don't know, but okay.
No, last name is Rowland.
Thank you, Stephanie. So we've got a little bit to talk about, and again, we don't have a formal presentation. This is designed to be just a roundtable for us to share kind of what we know, our best practices, answer some questions via chat or through Q&A. And with that, I'd like to talk to both of you about fees. One of the things that, and we'll just launch into that. And actually, Sabrina, if you want to take this off the share so we can just see each other. This is a very sensitive topic for notaries, right? And I know that Carol, my mom, when she was starting this course, really urged people to take the work that they could get, build a reputation, and then sort of get a little pickier about fees. Do you think that advice still holds, Andrea and Stephanie? What are your thoughts on how you set fees? How did you start off, and has it changed over time?
So her advice, in my opinion, is spot on, and it's still accurate to this day. When I first started, I took all that I could get just to get the experience, to get familiar with the documents, to ensure that I didn't make errors. And then once I felt really comfortable that I knew what I was doing, my fees started to go up, and it went up based on, I had a set fee in my area, and anything outside of my county, the price went up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is that the same for you, Stephanie?
Excuse me. Yeah, my very first signing, I took a $75 one. After that, I never took anything under $100 because for me, I felt that if I started out with my fee too low, it would be harder to bump it up. But I kept it, I kept it right at $100. And then as I got more experience, I bumped it up, like Andrea said. We have to be really careful about discussing fees. According to the NNA article in 2014, it seems like people think that it's illegal to discuss fees. It's not illegal, in my opinion, to have a chat with a few notaries, to discuss fees. But my opinion is the fees are dropping now. They're dropping really low. And I mean, I was getting $125, $150 for signings, and some companies have dropped them down to like $65, which is ridiculous. Anyway, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think it does. So the fees are coming down. Is that because signings are also slowing down? We've seen an increase in interest rates, a little bit of slowing in the real estate market, the refi market. Are you both seeing that? And we'd love to hear from our audience too, if they're experiencing sort of a slowdown.
Well, in the last few years, business was booming. A lot of people lost their job during COVID. In my state, the work source department, unemployment department, they were telling everybody to become a notary. And there was an influx of a lot of new notaries, and that also dropped the fees down. But interest rates are really high right now. People were on the bandwagon to get refis out of the way, the last several years. I'm still getting some refis, but they're few and far between.
Okay. Andrea, same for you or similar?
Well, I noticed that my phone isn't dinging off as much, but as far as my business, I'm still doing pretty good. For example, I've noticed that perhaps the notifications aren't coming through quite as frequently, but I'm still maintaining my numbers.
Okay.
What I do see is that the interest rate is going up. There's a lot of cash out. So people are getting the equity out of their homes. And so though the interest rate is at like 5 point something,
Sure.
people are still taking advantage of that. But when I think about my fees, though there might be an influx of notaries in my area, my fees have not decreased because everything else around me has increased.
Right.
Paper, toner, everything. So the companies that I tend to work with, I think they know that there might be some new notaries around me, but the quality of work that I put out is still worth the fee that I'm requesting. And so I've seen a decline in my work, but like I said, as far as the notifications that come through, this time last year, I couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
Right. And but you raise an important point. We are experiencing record inflation. Gas, probably the most significant for all of us in the notary industry is gasoline. Gasoline, I don't know what you guys are paying, but
we're in Washington, it's up over $5 a gallon.
Yeah, we're close to that in Arizona, and in California, it's way over that, almost 6.5, I think, at this point. Sabrina, is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot. So people are saying, I'm definitely seeing a slowing down and drop in fees with gas prices. I cannot afford to run all over town. Other people are saying fees drop before rates increase nationally. It's a bit different in Louisiana. That's from Denise. Bridget says, I think there's a lot of people who are just becoming notaries and just doing it for the money and not putting in the work and doing it correctly. Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of the same things. I've turned down signings when the fee offered wouldn't even cover the cost of gas, let alone any other expenses.
Yeah.
And that's from
Yeah.
Douglas.
So let's talk about that a little bit. What are some of the expenses that you manage closely when you determine fees? Stephanie or Andrea, what are some of the things you're really focused on to make sure that you're charging the right amount, or don't take a fee under what's profitable for you?
So if I am doing a standard refinance in my county, then I don't take anything less than 125.
Okay.
And if it's outside of my county, then it increases. And here lately, I've been, when the notifications come through and I have to decline, I'll say I'm declining due to gas prices. I'm requesting this fee, but there are a lot of things that we have to take into account as far as the expense. So that, like you've already mentioned, there's the gas, but then there's the upkeep on your vehicle, and then there's the supplies, the paper, the toner, the pens, the journal, and then there's your E&O insurance. My E&O insurance is, I think, $4 something a year, about $410-ish a year. So then I have to look at that, at all of my certifications that I've taken in order to be proficient in this business. So all of that has to be taken into account. So if for those that are accepting those lower fees, they should probably really consider, am I getting am I getting my money's worth? Am I getting what I'm worth?
And how are you turning that kind of conversation around with people? Do you have that opportunity when you're presenting an alternate fee? I mean, do you talk about your experience and you know, your zero error record? I mean, is that something you have an opportunity to put forward to potential employers so they understand what they're passing up?
Sometimes you have that opportunity. When they call you and you're negotiating your fee, I have no qualms of telling them where you want me to go is like 45 minutes to an hour away, especially if we're talking in I live in Maryland. So if we're talking about going to Ocean City, which is a high tourist area right now, we're talking about sitting in traffic as well. So that eats up more gas. So when they call me, I do have that opportunity, but I try not to delve too into it, because if you don't like my fee, I might give you 1 or 2 sentences, and then I'm going to let you decide whether you want to go with me or not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stephanie, you're nodding. What's your experience?
I agree with her 100%. Yep. I'm starting to turn down more closings that are far away now because of the gas prices and also the road tolls. And there's just the area that I live in right now, there's a lot of traffic, and you don't even know how long it will take you to get anywhere. It's
you're close
crazy.
to Seattle, is that right, Stephanie?
No, I'm closer to Tacoma area.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a huge county. The counties I carry are huge.
So traffic is a real issue.
Yeah, it is.
So you're looking way beyond just the time and the effort of the signing. It's really your transportation to and from, and potential wait time, loss of time, right?
Yes, and you also have to look at the amount of time it takes you to prepare a package, a loan signing package. For me, it doesn't take very long, but you know, I mean, the time that it takes to get to a closing, the time in a closing, the time it takes to get home, you have to drop off documents to UPS or FedEx. Sometimes you have to drop them off to a title company that's not really close to you. I mean, you have to know your worth. And when you start gaining experience, then you start feeling more and more confident. And you know that you're worth $125, $150.
You know, one way of knowing your worth, right, is understanding over time those costs. How are you recording those things? What tools do you guys use to measure your expenses and your profitability on the signing business that you're operating?
I use Notary Assist. I've tried Notary Gadget. I personally feel that Notary Assist is more user-friendly for me. It tracks everything. I can put all of my clients in there. I can put title company names in there. It tracks my mileage. It tracks, it can send out invoices. It can show you who's paid you, who hasn't paid you. You can track your mileage, all of your expenses. It generates tax reports for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't live without it. And it's like for me, it's about $90 a year because I'm a Notary2Pro student, so graduate, so I get a discount.
Right.
But for me, it's an absolute must. And I'm very, I'm type A. I am a perfectionist. I don't let things get, what am I trying to say? I keep on top of all of my bookkeeping.
Right.
I don't let receipts sit for more than a couple of days. So, at the end of the year, I don't have much to do because I'm already prepared.
It's already done for you,
Yeah.
all the reports and everything. Andrea, are you, that was, but just clarification, was that Stephanie Notary
Yeah.
Assist?
Yeah.
Notary Assist.
You use Notary Gadget, don't you?
I do. I've played around with Notary Assist, but I think because that's what I started with, that's what I might be more comfortable with. I played around with Notary Assist, but like you said, I use Notary Gadget, and it's very similar to Notary Assist in that it records your mileage, and I even enter the number of notarial acts that I do at a
Right.
and then it creates a report so that I can use for tax purposes at the end of the year. It does the invoices, it does the expenses. So anytime I place an order, I can go ahead and key that information in. Also like it because now they have the new feature where you can email your confirmations over and it will automatically upload it into Notary Assist, which I love. But yeah, Notary Gadget helps me so much to keep track of everything. I think when I originally started, I used regular Excel spreadsheet. That was
I
had to keep. Yeah, I thought I was going to be good.
Pain in the butt.
But I was terrible at keeping up with it and all of that. As Notary Gadget, it'll email me reminders saying, hey, you have an appointment in an hour, and it'll even like highlight the address so that I can click on it and it goes to my Google Maps and it connects to my car. So yeah, I use Notary Gadget for all of my accounting.
Nice. Now, are you as diligent as Stephanie in staying on top of all of your expenses as you go, or?
I commend.
Thank you for your honesty.
I probably take a day in the week and go through my emails and check everything and make sure that there's nothing I've missed. But as I'm not up on my accounting like I should be.
Oh, okay. So you play a little catch up once a week.
Absolutely.
Have you ever let it run past a week and regretted it, or?
I have, and Notary Gadget will say, send me reminders saying, hey, you haven't put in this mileage, haven't done that. I'm like, okay, let me get to it. Because if I wait much longer, then I will end up really regretting it.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned a very important thing, Stephanie, a minute ago. You were talking about receivables and getting paid. Right? And both of the programs that we're talking about, I'm assuming, offer receivable tracking, right? How closely do you monitor that? And do you ever cut off an employer who is slow in paying?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have.
Can you, don't mention the employer's name, but can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Well, I mean, there is no excuse for them paying us more than 30 days out. They get paid sooner. Why shouldn't we?
Mhm.
I've only had a couple companies that have tried to stiff me, but I
Mhm.
just keep on them. I keep sending them emails, and then I kind of threaten them a little bit in a
Yeah,
nice way. Like, if you don't pay me, you're going to get a bad review on one of the notary sites, and then I get paid,
yeah.
you know?
Andrea, have you had to go to that, kind of go to the mat with an employer like that?
Yeah, and I hate doing it. I really, really do.
Yeah.
But I've had, and it's only been a couple. It's only been at max maybe 3 companies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that I've emailed several times, and now we're reaching 90 to 100 days, and that I
Mhm.
can be a little bit lenient. 30 days I get, because I know some companies are net 30, net 45, but I can be
Mhm.
lenient. But if it's not written out in your agreement, if it doesn't specifically say that it's going to take X amount of days, 60, 90 days just sounds outrageous to me.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
And I try to be really nice, but after sending you 6 or 7 emails, you're now on that bad list, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I would think that most of the times you're talking about signing services that are slow pay, right?
Mhm.
Rather than title companies, or has it been both?
I had one title company, but I guess what happened was the check got lost.
Mhm.
They thought they sent it to me, but it
Mm.
didn't it didn't come. It was sitting
And
on
that just
someone's
sounds so
desk.
suspicious. Oh, it must have gotten lost in the mail,
I
right?
know. Yeah.
Yeah. You,
For me, it was a title company that they were I guess they were bought out. So the
uh-huh.
company owed me money, but the new company is kind of questioning. And it's
Mhm.
a smaller title company, one that called me out of state. And it's not to say that I wouldn't, they probably aren't on my list. I don't think they're on my list of do not work with, because at that point, I get it. You're working, you're purchasing a business, and there's old business, and you're trying to create new business. So I get it, but
Mhm.
we are a business too, and unfortunately,
Absolutely.
hiring business, and we're in the firing business.
Yeah,
Yep.
some very smart person in the chat earlier said that we're doing this not as a hobby, this is to business, right? So that's absolutely correct, and you deserve to be paid in a reasonable amount of time, or communicated with around payment, right? It's
Mhm.
very important that people communicate clearly about and set real expectations. So we have only a short time left. Any thoughts on things that we haven't mentioned that you would like to bring up as kind of tips to take away, Stephanie?
Well, I saw someone post a question about putting aside money for tax purposes.
Mhm.
What I do the very moment I get paid, I put 20% into a separate tax account, and I forget about it, so that at
Mhm.
the end of the year, I don't have to come up with extra money. And then I give another 10% to my favorite ministry. Right now, I'm supporting human trafficking. So right off the top, I give 30% away.
Mhm. A good practice and a good deduction too.
Mhm.
Yeah, nice. Do you prepay your taxes, or you're not making
No.
quarterly tax payments, you're just
No.
saving it up? Andrea, any last minute tips or advice that you'd like to give the audience? And
Well, if you feel that you're not doing such a great job, or even if you feel that you are doing such a great job with your accounting, don't be afraid to look into a CPA, because their advice is going to be golden. And that's, even though I use Notary Gadget, I have a CPA. She tells me put X amount to the side, and that's what I do. And she's a professional at this. She knows what she's doing. I know how to do loan signings, but I don't know a thing about tax.
exactly. Hey, Sabrina, we have ignored the chat. Are there some quick questions we should hit our team with?
Our ladies just handled most of them. Some
Okay.
people are just looking for, cold email marketing examples, how to get yourself out there, to just cold emails. Also, how to address the signing services that do take a minimum of 30 days to pay you, and then other questions are, do I put my fees out there on my website for
That's a
employers
good
to see?
one. Is that,
Yeah.
do you ever post your fees, Andrea,
Nope.
Stephanie? No,
I don't.
no.
I have on certain sites that requested, on certain signing company sites.
Yeah,
They requested, I will do that. However, if they don't request it, I don't say.
Great. I'm really excited about our next roundtable. We're going to start doing these the third. What did we agree, Sabrina? The third Tuesday? Is that what we agreed?
Yes,
Third Tuesday?
third Tuesday of every month.
Awesome. And I think next week or next time, we're going to have Ronnie Mickle from Notary Stars on. And hopefully both of you guys, Stephanie, Andrea, we'll figure out if the time works for you. And we're going to talk about training and skills development for notaries. So I'm really, really excited about that. If you're in the audience and we did not answer your question, please shoot us a question, and we'll do our best in the follow-up. We do record these and we do post them after a few days just to get the video together. We post them on YouTube as well. And if there are follow-up questions that we've missed, please do let us know. And we'll do our very best to get those answered in the follow-up. Stephanie, Andrea, thanks so much, you guys. You guys are awesome. I love every minute I spend with you both. And Sabrina, thank you so much for organizing this. You did such a great job.
Oh, thank you guys.
I can't believe how fast 30 minutes goes.
I know,
I
Right.
know,
right?
isn't it? Well, you know that we don't want to make it stretch too long and take everybody away from their dinner and family and all that. A good short bit of information. That's our strategy. So anyway, good night, everybody.
Thank you,
night.
bye.
Night.
Hello, I'm Michael Ray, CEO of Notary2Pro. Thanks for joining us for this webinar. Be sure to see our website, notary2pro.com, for more information and resources. Also, don't forget to sign up with us there for great additional updates, news, and tools. Notary2Pro is the most respected professional signing agent course in the United States. Founded by Carol Ray in 2009, Notary2Pro has trained more than 10,000 notaries to become professional signing agents. Our graduates are preferred by more signing agencies because only Notary2Pro enables notaries to practice error-free signings. Thanks again, and see you next time.